What's up everyone, welcome to a brand new 5-star island tour with JayBee and Millie.
Hey guys!
So as you can see, we're about to set off for Everland. We're really looking forward to giving you guys this tour. So if we would like to get started on our amazing adventure, Millie will give you guys a rundown of exactly what we can expect from this tour.
Okay guys, so this is one of the ones JayBee is most excited for because this is the Stephen King Island.
Oh, yes.
So they've described this as an open island, but that there's sprinkles of Stephen King. So I'm looking forward to JayBee pointing those out to us. I've only seen a few Stephen Kings myself, but JayBee is the super fan. So let's see what this 5-star island has in store.
Wow. I like that path. And yes, look, there's the red Godzilla variant that I love. Local time is 6:05 PM. They've got Leaf. Oh, Mathilda!
Hey Mathilda!
Oh, I think I can see something there. Okay, so at this point you should see the information displayed on the screen that can contain their Twitter information and any other places. I'd recommend that you guys follow this person, as if you're interested in the island you'll be able to see any additional screenshots that they post or any updates on the island. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy that. And here we are. Oh gosh.
Okay, so JayBee's reorganised these again.
I didn't, I promise.
Okay, so...
Oh my gosh. So there's The Shining, and of course that can be little Danny Torrance's tricycle. Cujo, with that being Cujo's kennel. Oh yes, because that's the sewer drain.
And the boat.
The boat, the SS Georgie, and Carrie, and of course that's like the prom dress.
Yeah. One thing I really admire is how they've put books in front of all these. They're not just a movie fan.
Yeah. And I think all these have movies. Like Carrie's had about 4 or 5 films. But yes, Misery. So that's the typewriter. Oh, and of course, because yeah. Oh gosh, In the Tall Grass. We saw that together and it was terrifying. Oh, and The Stand. That's got to be a chilling one now, because and there's like the kind of like pandemic mask and the medicine. See, The Stand is going to be so chilling after like what we've just experienced.
See, I feel like The Stand really is... Hey Mathilda! The Stand's really kind of pointing out to us right now, given that... Oh, is this another reference here, do you think?
Oh my gosh, yes, look! SK in the flowers for Stephen King.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh my gosh, I'm in love with that so much. Oh.
That's amazing.
Wow. Oh my god. How fantastic is that? I love how like they've kind of added in such a great homage. Because honestly, I think Stephen King is like my favourite writer. 1922. So I believe that this is part of the short story collection. It might be 4 Past Midnight, but I believe it was one before that. And it also has quite an iconic TV adaptation, which I kind of want to see, but it looks scary. Pennywise lives. Oh no. Pennywise.
So am I right in thinking that this is kind of it, chapter 2, this section?
Yeah, it could be like all the Pennywise things. Oh yes, the Green Mile. There's so many references that I wasn't expecting in here. I think the Green Mile's the only one that if you want a first edition of it, you need like a series of paperbacks. I think they kind of released it in like maybe monthly installments. But then of course they later went on to issue a full-on hardback that's considered the first edition. But the proper first edition is that series of paperbacks. Yes, Revival! Oh, and the electric... Oh my gosh. I love Revival. I remember Revival was the first one that I recently read, you know, like... And I say recently, and I mean 2 years ago, before I really started rereading the Apt Pupil. Oh my gosh. And you can... Yes. Now, I haven't read Apt Pupil yet, but it's one that is so far up my list. Oh. And I think that's from the Just After Sunset set of short stories, but Apt Pupil... No, I think different seasons actually.
Yeah, it's from different seasons.
Oh, I nearly got my facts twisted, but no, yeah. Oh, I'm excited.
I love how this island's that good. Like, the Stephen King things are that good. But we're barely paying attention to the rest of the island.
What does that
What
say?
does that say? Needful things!
Oh! Oh! So this will be the shop where everything is for sale.
This is so cool.
Oh, I really want to release like a video of like the Stephen King first edition collection. Because I love them all. Oh, and these are like a nice little residential area. Oh, and there's a little playground.
Oh, this is sweet. Is it about that on a Stephen King island? I'm kind of scared about the playground.
I was thinking that it sounds like the start of like a pet cemetery. Oh, a little campsite here.
This island's so amazing. Like, I'm just so, like, I don't think I've ever been so quiet on one of the islands, but it's just because I've got, like, I'm so busy looking for references.
It is so cool, and again, I think we kind of touched upon this with the Doctor Who and the other Sherlock video, but in terms of ones that are themed around kind of like an intellectual property work, there's so much that you can talk about, and if someone's gone out of the way to do that, you know that it's something that they've put like a lot of care into, I feel, and so, I don't know, I'm really happy.
I love how they've blocked this off. Like, I imagine this was their first Lily of the Valley, so they were quite proud of that.
Oh. Ooh.
Little reading corner here. You can sit down and read all your favourite Stephen King.
That scared me then. I genuinely thought that pump there was like, you know, like the tail of a scorpion. And they'd had like some like infestation. Oh my gosh, I want that variant of barbecue.
Oh, it does look really nice. This is such a peaceful area. I feel like this is the one corner of the island where you feel safe after all the Stephen King stuff.
It's amazing. I'd love to do more Stephen King references on our island. The only one I've really got is that the basement's creepy and the carpet's like the carpet of the Overlook Hotel from Stanley Kubrick's Shining.
Wow, this is really nice. I can't believe how spacious the island feels.
It's awesome. It reminds me kind of like, oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
Ludlow. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. And I kind of love how like the surrounding, you know, the fences are kind of almost like a church courtyard. And like the cat is called Church, but look at that. Pet Cemetery. And I almost prefer those individual kind of blocks for this version of Pet Cemetery and not the traditional kind of coffins. Because the whole point of the Pet Cemetery was that it was kind of like a rudimentary local thing, not an official, you know, like...
Yeah. Like when you bury your pets, they don't normally get the elaborate coffins, gravestones, whereas those been rough stones. Okay, so we're going in the house now. There was one smaller house on the beach. I believe they said this was the daughters who didn't spend much time on the game. But this is theirs, so I'm excited to see kind of maybe what Stephen King homages are lurking inside.
Maybe a creepy basement. Oh.
I'd be very surprised if we didn't see an overlook carpet in here somewhere.
The Overlook Hotel. Oh. We could do something like that, like a Rose the Hat thing.
I love Rose the Hat.
Oh, and there's the typewriter. That could be potentially creepy.
Could potentially be either a Misery or a Shining reference, a typewriter, can't it?
Oh, I really need to start rereading Misery. Because I got through, but it's the first one that I just couldn't read all the way through on my first reading just because I was that freaked out and scared by it. Like, normally I don't get scared by books. Like, even reading Stephen King, it's kind of more for kind of like the adventure Like, if you're reading it, you kind of care about the characters. Or, like, Under the Dome, there's so many characters that you can find. Whereas Misery just straight up scared me.
Wow, I really like how relaxed this is. Kind of like, I feel like it's a really sweet setting, but then again it's not too far from the pet cemetery. So you'd kind of be quite scared because in the book, book and movie of Pet Sematary, the family do live quite close to it, like this house is situated.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, for all this is peaceful.
You could imagine something happening and that corrupts the peace. There's the skull. Oh, I love this wall.
This is really sweet.
I kind of want it. Where do I get this? I want to find it. Maybe Sahara. But I really want it.
Potentially. So we're saving the basement till last. Now JayBee finds the basement's quite haunting.
Always. Well, actually, I don't think we've ever seen one creepy basement, really. But...
I like this.
Oh, can you pan round to that cabinet, please? The one next to the bed. I've never seen that variant of, like, Imperial chess.
No, me neither.
But it's actually awesome, and I really want it. I didn't know that you could have those variants.
It is a great variant.
I've never seen it before. Like, in all, like, the hours that we've played Animal Crossing and we've been doing tours, I've never seen that before, and I really want it.
It is amazing.
Oh,
wow!
So this is not what I expected, but I'm even happier
How
because
light, bright! Oh, I love it.
This is almost like a kid. Oh, I love that speaker. Remember Google? Oh, and all those KK albums. So there's Welcome Horizons. I think there's KK Lullaby. Oh, I don't know what that is.
Hey, I feel like you've not got this second
KK
one
Blues.
here.
No, I don't. KKDNE.
This is so cool.
Oh.
Look at that clock too.
It's like one of those robot heroes. Oh, and that ram that I guess you can get from
we've not seen outside the
Celeste.
museum, have we yet?
You know,
We just saw it when we were flying. And this is a huge island.
Is anything Stephen King related to museums? Let me think. I mean, there has to be, because museums are kind of creepy, like, at night, if you think about it. Like, imagine,
like Night at the Museum.
Yeah, making a horror equivalent of Nightmare at the Museum. Not Nightmare at the Museum, Night at the Museum. You could call it Nightmare at the Museum, though. They're thinking. See, look how happy JayBee is. That's it.
Oh. That was amazing. There were some really, really cool references there.
Aww, and look, they're doing that little emote. Thank you so much. You're welcome, that's nice. Oh, look at this area. I love those little vending machines. Oh, gosh.
So we see these references again before we hit the airport. I believe the airport was down here, wasn't it? I just want to see this one more time.
Cujo is a really good book. I remember reading Cujo and honestly I think it's one of my favourites. I think a lot of people like kind of hype it up because of the film adaptation. No, I really love Cujo. The only thing that I didn't like about it is that it didn't have chapters, and I'm a bit of a simple man in that regards. But it was such a good story. And The Shining was amazing. Run around. Oh, maybe we go back to all the references so I can talk about
I don't know why I got
nothing.
these out. How do I get rid of this?
And so The Stand, we started reading The Stand together, but I don't think we finished it. I was working through the audiobook, and I really like it, and I think first when everything was announced, you know, with the outside world, so to speak, I was trying to reread it, but it kind of got a bit too frightening, because I've kind of got a tendency to scare myself.
So, of all these Stephen King books that's here, which is your favourite?
I think the one that I've read all the way through now is probably, and this is so cliche, and I really don't like sounding cliche, especially not about something that I genuinely like, have an interest in. But it will have to be
I'm gonna guess it or The Shining.
It will have to be it. See, I like The Shining a lot. But I don't think it's one of my absolute favourites. I mean, that's probably quite controversial, but I kind of prefer the Doctor Sleep book to The Shining.
Yeah, see, Doctor Sleep's the only Stephen King book that I've read all the way through, and I really enjoyed it.
But it was amazing. And Carrie, I actually really didn't like Carrie that much, the book anyway.
The movie was strange.
I like the movie.
Really strange.
I've not seen the Misery movie, but again, the Misery book was the first book to properly scare me. I love Cujo so much, but it has got to take like the crown in terms of the ones that we have here.
I mean, I think In the Tall Grass is perhaps one of the most creative references they've made there.
Yeah, because I think it's not straight like Stephen King. I think it was a Stephen King and Joe Hill collaboration.
Yeah, with his son.
But no, I love these.
I think
they're all great.
They are amazing. They've done so well. I think we've been really privileged to get to see this section again, but I do think we should go back to the Militopia Airport because there is a lot of questions that we have for this creator. Some amazing references. They should be so proud of what they've created here.
Yeah.
So let's go back to Militopia and ask them the questions, JayBee.
I think that's a fantastic idea, because I think if I stay here much longer I'll end up giving like an in-depth review of all of them, and we'll be here for about 5 hours. But really, if we're leaving this island with the mindset that I could spend another 5 hours here, I don't think that's a bad thing at all. So yeah, we'll see you back on Militopia.
Okay guys, so we left a bit prematurely there. It turns out that we needed to see the island flag and we seem to have missed it on our tour. So with that, let's go take a look.
Oh my gosh.
I knew you'd like it.
Whoa. Welcome to Derry, Maine. Oh my gosh. So that's of course, where it is set. It's also where Insomnia is set, and they go back there in 11/22/63, which is like, I remember I was reading 11/22/63 around December, January time. And literally when it got to the point that they went back to Derry, I was like going, oh my gosh, Millie, they're in Derry, and you were like, what do you want to? And I was like, ah! So, oh my god, I love Derry so much. It's like, I'm scared though, because like, some bad things can happen in Derry. What happens in Derry stays in Derry.
It's Derry bad things happen there.
Derry. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Derry, Maine. Oh, look at this. Thank you so much. Look at that. Derry, Maine. How do you type? I just realised that this is like the first time really that I've tried to control the Joy-Cons in the island tour, so I'm probably doing a bit of a bad job, but I'm doing my best.
Hashtag we miss Millie.
Bring Millie back. Do I go now? You're welcome. Aww.
So with that, we are heading back to Militopia now.
Okay, so that was an amazing island, and being such a Stephen King fan, it's definitely given me the willies. So, last but not least, we're going to be going over the Q&A we did with the amazing island creator. Now, as you can see, it's only JayBee on the screen right now, and that is because Millie will be here as the voice in my head.
Hello!
Not so close to the mic. Okay, so, I apologise to all headphone users for that little outburst, but regardless, we will get straight into the questions. As usual, I'll be the one asking questions, and Millie will be role-playing as the island creator. So, let's get right into them. The first question we asked was, how many hours did it take you to complete this amazing and very spooky island?
I'm not sure, but I know I started work on the Stephen King elements about a month ago.
That is amazing. You've got so many references in there in such a short amount of time. And in that regards, what was your favourite reference that you placed on your island to Stephen King?
And then probably the water tower that says Pennywise lives, or Sematary.
Wow. I think definitely a highlight was Sematary. I think that's the book that I'm most excited to read. What was your favourite Stephen King book?
The Dark Tower series. I actually had a drawing done of Roland by one of Stephen King's artists. So either the Dark Tower series or Misery.
I love the Dark Tower series so much. Currently, I'm working on reading Wolves of the Kala. Oh, it's so good, and Roland is one of my favourite characters. Heil Gunslinger. Now, what was your favourite Stephen King movie adaptation?
100% Misery.
See, that's, again, something that I really want to see. I tried reading the book, but it honestly gave me the heebie-jeebies. Like, it's the first book that I think I've had to put down because it's physically scared me so much. Like, ooh, that gets really, really creepy.
For most people, it'll be The Stand from now on after the pandemic.
The Stand. And who is your favourite Stephen King character?
I'd say Roland, although Jack Torrance is a close second.
Yeah, Roland's awesome. I think in the quartet he may be one of my favourites. I also really like Eddie Dean. I think they're a fantastic character. Oh, and in The Shining, I love all of them. Like, they're fabulous. Really fabulous. Like, Jack Torrance is awesome. And I think in Doctor Sleep, they kind of like bring that back a bit more, and I love it. Now, in terms of all the ones you've got, you know, there's Cujo, there's The Shining, Pet Sematary, even In the Tall Grass, but do you have any other ambitions to add in some more references in the future?
Yeah, I'm going to add the Dark Tower at some point. Other than that, I just kind of wing it.
Oh, I'd be so interested to see how they do the Dark Tower. Maybe like the black version of the silo surrounded with some red roses, and perhaps even like a cowboy gunslinger outfit in a mannequin for good measure. Oh, so many concepts I'm dying to see, so we really do want to come back to this island in the future. Now, are there any specific characters that you want to add to the island?
I feel like it seems quite hard to be able to reference certain characters. Instead, I've just tried to look for the creepiest islanders.
Ooh, so that is awesome. I guess they'd be adding in something like Lucky into the mix, or Coco. Coco's another favourite crazy one.
Oh, those eyes, aren't they? They're scary.
Ooh. But yeah, that concludes these questions. We're really excited to have come to this island. It is fabulous, and I cannot get enough of Stephen King's work, which is lucky because they release a book like every year, so there's always something new to read. Again, please make sure to follow us on Twitter at JMillyVids. This is where you can ask us questions, interact with us, and request your own island tour. Alternatively, if you want that, you can find us in the comment section down below, and we'll make sure to get back to you ASAP. So, we hope you enjoyed. Oh, I just dropped a Joy-Con. We hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. JayBee.